O bolaile ngwana. A bolaya mama ngwana. Then a bolaya stepfather sa ngwana. That's what happened. Romeo. Around Cabo 5, he went out Hammanskraal Spade. Then what he did, what he killed ngwana wa 3 years. Ka mo jareteng. So the mother tried to intervene. Then awa hape akapale le mme. She tried to run, but meola awa amotwara amukapaka harafu. And then atwamu hatu hamu alata the third guy ki boyfriend ya meo wa mokapiling. So ntatele na narga thusa. So he was naliwani amopalla. Then the guy fell down. Then amukapaka sped hape 2 times.
The man in the video is a traumatized community member from Dilopye in Hammanskraal. Just the previous day, their peace as a community was disturbed. This when Romeo, a man they know from the area, was allegedly seen by neighbors walking around with the spade in his hands. Romeo saw 3-year-old Kelebogile playing on the street. He grabbed him and hit the little toddler with the spade. Kelebogile's mother, Rose Baloyi, who was in the house nearby, saw her son being attacked. She collapsed. Moments later, Romeo went to Rose and hit her with the spade. Rose and her son lay there on the ground, injured and taking their last breath. Romeo then continued with the spade in his hands and went to find Rose's boyfriend Sibusiso Langatshe. He also hit Sibusiso. A neighbor tried to help and the neighbor was also attacked. By the time Romeo was done, little Kelebogile was dead, Sibusiso was dead, and Rose was also dead. Romeo, who is Rose's ex-boyfriend, then went on to hijack a taxi with the same spade. He drove off with passengers and crashed the car. This is the heart-wrenching story of Rose Baloyi, her son Kelebogile Baloyi, and her boyfriend Sibusiso Langatshe. You are watching True Crime Julia, and my name is Julia. Today's case is really sad. I know you guys always ask how I'm coping with these cases, and to be honest, cases that include victims that are babies break my heart so much. But we will do our best to speak for the victims. This is a new case. As such, please note that it is based on preliminary reports. The case is currently covered in the media, so do your own research as well. And let us talk in the comments. Without wasting any more time, let us get into the story.
O bolaile ngwana. A bolaya mama ngwana. Then a bolaya stepfather sa ngwana. That's what happened.
South Africa has once again been shaken by a brutal tragedy. In Hammanskraal Spade, a mother, her young child, and a man lost their lives in one of the most shocking crimes the community has ever seen. The weapon, not a gun, not a knife, but a spade. Today, we dive deep into the heart-wrenching story of Rose Baloyi, her 3-year-old son Kelebogile, and Sibusiso Langatshe, whose lives were stolen on the 30th of September 2025 in Dilopye, Hammanskraal. This is the story of how a quiet evening turned into a nightmare that will haunt the community forever. On Tuesday evening, 30 September 2025, Dilopye residents went on about their day as usual. Children were playing outside, families were preparing dinner, and the community was alive with everyday sounds. But by 6:27 p.m., everything changed. According to witnesses, a 37-year-old man, a community member from the area, went on a violent rampage armed with nothing but a spade. His first target was 33-year-old Rose Baloyi. Rose was described as a loving sister, a devoted mother, and someone who was building a life with her partner, 32-year-old Sibusiso Langatshe. Her 3-year-old son, little Kelebogile, was nearby, playing like any other child his age. According to her brother, Desmond Marahane, Rose collapsed when she saw the suspect attack her son. In his words, he said he hit my nephew with a spade. When my sister saw it, she collapsed, and he went after her. They both died on the scene. Not only did Rose and her son lose their lives, but so did Sibusiso, who was also attacked in the very same way. The brutality of this crime left even hardened police officers shaken. Word of the murder spread quickly through Dilopye. Residents described running for their lives as the man continued his rampage, spade in hand. One neighbor, Maggie Mokare, recalled, she said, "I was almost a victim. He almost hit me with the spade, and I ran for my dear life." Others said, the man even went as far as hijacking a taxi while threatening people with the spade. His terror only ended when he crashed the vehicle into another car. Brave residents then managed to subdue him before the police arrived. Families of the victims are still struggling to come to terms with the loss. Rose's brother Desmond cried out in frustration. He said, "Even if he goes to jail, I'm not satisfied because he's still alive. But I won't see my sister and nephew ever again." Sibusiso's mother, Elizabeth Langatshe, a grieving 65-year-old, said her son was a kind and loving man who didn't deserve to die in such a cruel way. She said, "My son was in a good relationship with Rose. They were happy. Now both of them are gone." Police acted swiftly. According to Gauteng police spokeswoman Captain Dintswalo Sibeko, the suspect was arrested the same evening. A case of 3 counts of murder was opened. The man, identified as 35-year-old Romeo, was taken into custody and appeared in the Temba Hammanskraal Magistrate Court on October 2, 2025. The motive is still unclear. Police have not revealed whether this was a crime of passion, revenge, or a violent outburst linked to any mental instability. Either way, it doesn't even matter. But one thing is certain, the community of Hammanskraal is left broken and they are demanding justice. As the sun sets over Dilopye, the streets feel quieter than before. The laughter of children has been replaced with whispers of fear. Families are mourning, and the victims' relatives are desperately trying to raise funds to bury their loved ones. Rose's brother Desmond expressed the pain of losing 2 family members in one night. He said, "What happened here is painful. I lost a sister and a nephew. I will never recover." The tragedy also leaves behind unanswered questions. Could this have been prevented? Were there any warning signs? And why did the suspect target Rose, her child, and Sibusiso so viciously? Neighbors, relatives, and friends are united in grief, but also in danger, calling for the justice system not to fail them.
We need to re batle thuso because ntho e motho a ka irile nke ba kry-ile thuso a batlile thuso nna ka siri. So le rona re le bontate, we urge bontate gore o utlwe gore mara I'm not right in my mind. You can go wa ya sepetlele wa ba tlhalosetsa gore I'm not right because ntho a se ntho e le reng e ka ira ke motho, e irile ke phologolo. We feel gore that guy was an animal yesterday. So that's why even the people, they were afraid to approach him because he was in another state. So I think maybe mentally he was not right. And then other things ke gore like bontate re tota thata ba montateng gore ga se re na le matsapa a re boleleng, and then re supportana because this thing is very sad.
Rose Baloyi, just 33 years old, her son, little Kelebogile, only 3, and Sibusiso Langatshe, a young man full of love and kindness. 3 lives lost, 3 families broken, and a community left in shock. As we await the court decision, one question echoes through Hammanskraal: will justice truly be served? Thank you for watching. If you found the story important, please share it so that the victims are not forgotten. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you never miss a new story. Until next time, stay safe, and I will see you on the next one.